Well, who is this video for? This video is for CNA, licensed vocational nurses, licensed professional nurses, registered nurses, nurse practitioners, physicians, pharmacists, paramedical, medical assistants, administrative assistants. Anybody who is in healthcare will benefit from this video. So module 1 ends, and then module 2 start with Spanish sentence, how to build simple Spanish sentences. So there are many types of sentences. There are simple sentences, there are compound sentences, there are complex sentences, and there are complex compound sentences. But you're not going to learn all those four to start with. It's better for you to just learn to build simple sentences. And here is what you will get from this course, from this program. You will learn to build those sentences, those simple sentences, directly in Spanish. It's not going to be in English. After you finish module 1, the part of speech, which is bilingual, English mediated, the part 2, the module on building simple sentences, is mostly Spanish mediated. Okay, to help you learn Spanish faster, you will learn to build sentences, simple, very simple sentences in Spanish. Okay, you follow the structure that you know, which is subject, verb, object. It's the same structure in English, but there are other structures in Spanish that I will introduce. You'll be introduced to. So, but you're not going to be asked to build compound sentences or complex sentences or complex compound sentences. No, you stop at simple sentences. Once you use simple sentences and master simple sentences and know how to build simple sentences correctly, with time you can do research. You can be reading and be identifying complex sentences, compound sentences on your own. Okay, but directly through the language. That's the best way to learn it. If you learn, you are not going to be learning English and Spanish together forever. The first module is mostly English mediated, but module 2 is mostly Spanish mediated. It's a linguistic approach that helps you speed up your learning. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, this is the course, the content of the course on building simple sentences in Spanish. So it's part of a whole program, but it's also a standalone course to build sentences in Spanish. Inside the program is module 2. It has a prerequisite. You are supposed to have completed module 1 to take the course. So if you have not completed module 1, then inside the description below this video, you'll see my email. You send me an email, and then I'll send you the link to the playlist, because the playlist is held private for program enrollees. So that playlist, it will also come with an exercise file. I will send you a PDF exercise file for you to complete the exercise for module 1. It's free. So because it's the basic is the requirement, you have to understand the part of speech first before you can build sentences in Spanish. You have to be able to identify the different part of a sentence. Those are what's called part of speech or word classes. So if you cannot identify the different part of a sentence, how can you put them together to build a sentence? So module 1 is a requirement for this course, and it's free. It's a 6 hours course, video course. It's on YouTube, but it's in a private playlist. And when you request it, I send you the link to the playlist with the exercise file, so as you can complete the exercise. So that's what you need. But if you have already done that, so after you finish this video, you can enroll in the sentence building course. Okay, here is the content. Lesson 1, module 1 review in Spanish. Why are we reviewing module 1 in Spanish? Because module 1 is taught bilingually. It's taught English and Spanish together. But module 2, which is building sentences in Spanish, is taught mostly through Spanish. So there is an approach called target language mediated teaching. So I use that approach to teach the sentence building course in Spanish. Okay, a little bit of English, but mostly in Spanish, because that way it will help you read things directly in Spanish. It will help you continue improving your Spanish skills directly in Spanish instead of having a side by side. You are doing English here, you are doing Spanish here. No, you want to improve your Spanish. So after module 1, from module 2, you'll be, after you take this class, you'll be able to read any material that's not too hard. Any material that's destined to the general public, you can read it. You just have to do a little bit of vocabulary work, and then you can read it. So that's the advantage of this course. It's also I compress the course in 2 hours, but it gives you the most important elements you need to advance, to build your own sentences, simple sentences. You are not going to start building complex sentences. You don't need that, because there are complex sentences, there are compound sentences, there are complex compound sentences. But simple sentences is what you need to master first. You master that, you use Spanish to master that, and you start reading simple sentences in Spanish. Then you want to do further research on your own, then you can do it directly in Spanish. But if you master simple sentences, that should be already enough for you to communicate with the general public, the general Spanish speaking public that may need your help at your job or profession. Okay, so module 2 then has a module 1 review in Spanish as lesson 1, repaso del módulo 1 en español. Lesson 2, Spanish sentence structure, la estructura de la oración española. Lesson 3, affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences, oraciones afirmativas, negativas y interrogativas. Lesson 4, building simple sentences in Spanish, construcción de oraciones simples en español. Now, lesson 2, Spanish sentence structure. You are familiar with a subject, verb, object structure. That's the structure that English uses. Okay, subject, verb, object. Okay, so if we say she is eating an apple, okay, she is subject, is eating is a verb, an apple is an object. So that's subject, verb, object. So Spanish follows the same structure. So you'll be building your sentences mostly using that structure, because that's where you're coming from. You're coming from your source language, which is English. So you use that structure that you are already familiar with to build Spanish sentences. But Spanish has other structure that I will introduce to you in the course. So that's it. That's about it. So after you complete this course, it's just 2 hours. If you have already completed the module 1 and you complete this course, you'll be good to go to speak, to read and speak generally, you know. But now I have a program that goes further. So after you complete this course, if you are interested in enrolling in that program, you consider it. Then that will give you a specific subject matter to focus on, and you focus on that specific subject matter, you'll be very articulative in that subject matter. And you want to convert more micro skill later, you can do it on your own, because it will teach you the techniques and approaches, linguistic techniques and approaches that you can apply to another field. But we'll use vital sign measurement as a subject matter for that program. But for now, to master building simple sentences in Spanish, you enroll in the course, and there is a link in the description below. You will enroll in the course, and after you take the course, it's a 2-hour content, video content, but if you are busy, it may take you, a few days, depending on the time you devote to it. But the faster you do it, the easier, the better it will be for you, or the sooner you will be able to start building your own sentences in Spanish. Okay? So, same sentences that I read to you before. Now, you're going to be introduced to the structure of Spanish sentences. Okay, you see here, same sentences, but here in this sentence, you see the subject is las células. The predicado, is the verb plus the object. And the verb, I put the verb in red. The verb here is necesitan. So when you see las células necesitan oxígeno y energía para funcionar, las células is the subject, sujeto. Necesitan oxígeno y energía para funcionar is the predicate. Okay, the predicate includes the verb, and everything to the right of the verb is the object. So you can see subject, verb, object. Subject, verb, object. SVO, same as in English, the same structure. Okay, subject, verb, object. But Spanish has other structures. When you start the program, you will discover those structures. But we are going to limit our learning to Spanish mediated sentence building. So for that reason, it's going to be simple sentence building, and you have practice doing that. Okay, and then you will do it directly in Spanish. So target language mediated learning is faster when you are trying to learn a language as an adult. Okay, so that's the best way. If we are not going to do side by side English and Spanish all the time. From after module 1, module 2 will focus mostly on giving you the skills, teaching you how to build sentences directly in Spanish. That will help you faster. You will be amazed how fast, after completing module 2, you'll be able to read public education public health material. Public health material, the level of understanding is 5th grade to 8th grade. So the content is not hard. So you can read material. If you take this course up to the second module, after the second module, you'll be able to read public health education material. Okay, any public health education material, you just need to work on your specific vocabulary for that area, and then you will understand most of it. And you practice doing that. Don't go and read encyclopedic or volumes of anything at this level. You don't need that. You just need easy stuff, so as the skills can take place in you, and then you'll build on it later. Okay. Well, so far, if you've been enjoying the video, if you have learned anything, consider subscribing to the channel, and consider like the video and share its content with your friend, and whether they are in medical field or not. If they need to learn Spanish, you can share with them. Thank you. Okay, so at this level, if you want to check the program, don't go to the description below the video, click on the link, and then it will take you directly to the program. Okay.